The night was supposed to be simple. My company had organized a dinner party, and I brought my wife along. I was proud to have her by my side, but things quickly turned sour. As the evening went on, she started mocking me in front of colleagues, laughing at small mistakes I made in conversation. At first, I let it slide, thinking she was just in a playful mood, but soon her tone grew sharper. Every eye in the room was on us, and the humiliation dug deeper with each word. By the time dessert was served, she made a cruel joke about my career. "He works hard," she said with a smirk, "but he's not exactly the smartest guy in the room." Everyone chuckled awkwardly, trying to hide their discomfort. I felt my chest burn. This wasn't playful anymore, it was an attack. I could see the pity in the eyes of my co-workers, and that hurt even more than her words. I stayed quiet, sipping my water, but my silence only encouraged her further. She teased my clothes, my habits, even my way of speaking. People shifted in their seats, clearly embarrassed for me. She thought she was being clever, but she didn't realize she was digging her own grave. I had been keeping a secret for months, something she never expected I would reveal. You see, my wife had been hiding her own shame. She had been reckless with money, borrowing heavily without telling me. She thought I didn't know, but I had quietly gathered every document, every receipt, every proof. I had kept it locked away, waiting for the right time. That night, when she pushed me to my limit, I knew the moment had come. As the laughter died down after another jab at me, I stood up slowly. "You've had your fun," I said calmly, "but perhaps it's time everyone knows who you really are." The room fell silent. My wife's smile froze. She hadn't expected me to fight back. Not here, not now. I pulled out the folder I had brought with me, not by chance, but by choice. Inside were papers exposing her hidden debts, her secret loans, and even a letter from a bank threatening legal action. Gasps filled the room as I laid the documents on the table. Her face drained of color. "This is the woman who mocks me," I continued. "While I work day and night to provide, she gambles with our future. She calls me foolish, but she is the one drowning in lies." My voice was steady, sharp, and filled with a power she had never seen from me before. The guests were stunned. Some looked at her with shock, others with disgust. My wife tried to laugh it off, but her trembling hands betrayed her. She stuttered excuses, saying it wasn't what it looked like, but the evidence was undeniable. I felt years of humiliation lift from my shoulders. For so long, I had tolerated her arrogance, her sharp tongue, her constant belittling. That night, I finally stood tall. My co-workers, who once pitied me, now looked at me with respect. A few even nodded approvingly, as if to say I had done the right thing. My wife, on the other hand, was left speechless. For once, she had no clever remark, no cruel laugh to hide behind. She sat frozen, exposed under the weight of her own secrets. The very stage she used to humiliate me had turned into her downfall. As the evening came to an end, people whispered among themselves, avoiding her gaze. I didn't say another word. I simply left the documents where they lay and walked out of the hall. My wife followed me, but her voice was low, desperate, no longer mocking. On the drive home, she begged me to understand, to forgive her. But I stayed silent, eyes fixed on the road. For years, she had chipped away at my dignity. That night, I had taken it back. Forgiveness was not something I was ready to give. When we reached home, she tried to explain, but I stopped her. "You embarrassed me in front of everyone. Tonight, I just returned the favor, with the truth." My words cut deeper than any of her jokes ever had. She finally realized the damage she had done, not just to me, but to herself. That night changed everything between us. The power she thought she had was gone, and the respect I had lost for myself returned. She had tried to humiliate me, but in the end, it was her mask that shattered, and everyone saw her for who she truly was. I learned something important that night. Sometimes silence is mistaken for weakness, but when the truth finally speaks, it is louder than any insult. And my wife will never forget the night I exposed her in front of the same crowd she once used to laugh at me.